Have you ever stopped to think about the simple white crystals you sprinkle on your food every day? Salt, it seems so ordinary, so abundant. But this humble mineral has a story as vast and as old as human civilization itself. It's a story of survival, power, and flavor. A story that has shaped our world in ways you might never have imagined. Let's journey back in time long before the salt shaker sat on every table to a world where salt was as precious as gold. Our story begins under the searing sun by the shimmering shores of ancient salt lakes and coastal flats. Here, our ancestors first discovered this magical substance. Imagine the back-breaking labor. Men and women with simple tools, scraping and gathering the crust left behind by evaporated seawater, or ventured deep into the earth, into dark hand-carved tunnels where miners chipped away at massive walls of rock salt. A treasure hidden within the planet's crust. This wasn't just a seasoning, it was life itself. In a world without refrigeration, how did people preserve their food? The answer was salt. It was the key to survival, allowing them to store meat, fish, and vegetables for long journeys, harsh winters, and times of famine. A successful hunt or a bountiful harvest could sustain a community for months, all thanks to the preservative power of salt. It drew out moisture, prevented spoilage, and gave humanity a crucial advantage in its struggle for existence. Entire civilizations were built on this foundation of salted food. As its value became undeniable, salt became a currency. It was a source of immense wealth and power. Great empires rose and fell over control of salt production and trade. The word salary itself comes from the Latin salarium, which was the payment Roman soldiers received to buy salt. Think about that. Soldiers were paid in salt. Special roads, known as salt roads or via salaria, were built across continents, dedicated solely to transporting this precious commodity. Caravans of camels and long lines of merchants traversed treacherous deserts and towering mountains, all for the sake of salt. These routes weren't just for trade, they were conduits of culture, ideas, and human connection, all flowing along paths paved with the demand for salt. Cities like Venice and Salzburg owe their names and their early prosperity to the salt trade. It fueled economies, financed wars, and dictated the course of history. This ancient mineral was also steeped in symbolism and ritual. In many cultures, salt represented purity, loyalty, and hospitality. To share salt with someone was a profound gesture of trust and friendship, a binding pact. It was used in religious ceremonies, purification rites, and as a ward against evil spirits. Its clean, crystalline nature made it a powerful symbol of incorruptibility and permanence. From the tables of kings to the altars of priests, salt held a sacred place in the human heart and mind. Now, let's fast forward to our modern world. The ancient salt pans and mines have largely given way to massive, technologically advanced operations. Today, we extract salt on an industrial scale from vast underground deposits and through enormous solar evaporation ponds that stretch for miles. The raw salt is then taken to refineries, where it's washed, purified, and processed into the fine, uniform crystals we are so familiar with. And what about its role in our lives today? While we no longer depend on it solely for preservation, salt's importance hasn't diminished. Salt, or sodium chloride, is an essential nutrient that helps maintain the fluid balance in our cells, transmits nerve impulses, and allows our muscles to contract and relax. It's literally vital for life. Without it, our bodies would simply shut down. It's a fundamental building block of our biology. Imagine a perfectly ripe tomato, a juicy steak, or a piece of dark chocolate. A tiny sprinkle of salt elevates each of these experiences, unlocking a depth of flavor that would otherwise remain hidden. It has preserved our food, powered our economies, shaped our cultures, and seasoned our lives. The next time you pick up a salt shaker, take a moment to appreciate the incredible history held within those tiny crystals. It's a story of human ingenuity, survival, and the universal quest for flavor. A story that connects us all across time and across the globe through one of the most essential elements on Earth. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the history of salt. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you do unmiss our next exploration into the hidden histories of everyday things. See you next time.